All right, so we can get started. I think we kind of almost 3 minutes over. So thank you very much for taking time and joining today's webinar. I'm your host. I'm gonna be walking through our latest innovation, which is the one-click financials review. Right. Before I talk too much about what exactly we're gonna be talking about, I would like to share some housekeeping items that we are recording this session. In case during the presentation as well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. And then I do have my colleagues over the call and will be happy to answer all of those questions. And during the presentation, we'll also be running the polls. We just want to have some questions. Would love to see what people, some questions for which we would love to know what exactly you guys are using it. All right. So that's that. Now, let me just quickly introduce myself. Those of you who do not know me, I'm Hardik, one of the founder at Xenett. I'm an accountant by profession. I have 15 plus years of experience in accounting industry, and my love towards tech, the whole technology thing, ended up me in Xenett. All right, so that's that. So now I know that some people are yet joining. So what I want to do, I want to start a poll real quick and would love to know your answers for that. So just give me a second of providing the response. It was really helpful. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the presentation and talk more about the agenda as to what we are talking today. All right, so today's agenda, we're going to be talking about what are the different challenges that are there with the traditional review process. As in, we will walk through all the different challenges whenever we are reviewing balance sheet, profit and loss, or QuickBooks and Zero. Then we will talk about the introduction of one-click finances review. And then we will give you guys a walkthrough as to how we are solving those challenges and how we can help you guys cut down your review time by 1/3. Okay. And then obviously there's a Q&A. We'll have a dedicated time at the end. But even during the presentation, in case if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. Okay. Perfect. All right. I actually already started this poll, so kind of good with that. All right. So let's just understand what are the traditional ways to review profit and loss and balance sheets. I would actually walk you through the standard process that I have seen a lot of accounting firms following, right? So the very first step that generally happens is there are some obvious errors. Example, you have uncategorized transactions that you want to fix. You have some transactions missing the name, missing the class, locations, right? So that generally happens. Now you might be doing that in QuickBooks or Xenett or any other app, correct? Now what happens after that is we go to profit and loss and balance it. And then we go through each of these accounts and see whether this account is reconciled, not reconciled. Uh, we look at the aging reports and then we kind of look at reconciliation reports to see unclear transactions, right? That's how we do it. And during this review process, as we find any problems, we kind of fix it there, correct? So this is how I have seen a lot of accounting firms doing it, including ourselves as well until now. Now, if you look at it, like we deep dive into it and we found various challenges with it, right? I would like to actually talk about those challenges. If you look at these traditional processes, right? Let me, in fact, while I have this open, I would also like to go back to QuickBooks and show you something, right? So let's just say if I'm looking at this QuickBooks profit and loss or balance sheet, one thing, okay, imagine I took care of all of those errors like duplicate entries, uncategorized transactions, entries without name, entries posted to parent account. After resolving all of those issues, whenever I'm coming here to review balance sheet and profit and loss, it's not really going to help me. That's because all I am looking at is just the numbers, just the accounts and the numbers. That's it. I don't really know which account is reconciled, which account is not reconciled, which account has got what problem, correct? So it's like I'm also reviewing these accounts again here, right? Now, if I take you back to the presentation, if you look at it, we do not have a clarity as to what accounts been reviewed, what accounts are not reviewed, what are the right accounts, what are the wrong accounts, right? The duplication of efforts, as in at some point, like we already went through all of those different errors, and in a way, we still do not have clarity. So what we do, we end up checking those accounts again here. Okay, so that's that. Now, the another challenge is with that review process is obviously it's a time consuming, because what happens is, see, okay, so I have some bank accounts here. I don't know when it is reconciled. So what I do, I go to the reconciliation reports. I pull up the reconciliation reports, see what the uncleared transactions are, and then I will evaluate, okay, out of those 10 uncleared transactions, which one are fine, which one are not fine. And we have to do this for every single bank account, for every single loan account, for every single credit card account, right? Same way, if you look at it, let's just say there's account receivable. There's a number 4821, doesn't tell us anything. So what we generally do, we go and open the aging reports, and then we evaluate, and then we look for all of those customers which are having some sort of issues, like, hey, this customers showing negative balance, these customers have unapplied payments, these customers have overdue invoices for more than 90 plus days, right? So what happens in the entire process, we are jumping here and there between the various reports. Okay, so that's another pain point. And after doing all of it, like let's just say you got some questions here, like this in this case, cash on hand is showing negative balance. I have a question, right? What typically happens is we have to either use our chat tool or email or whatever other platform to collaborate with the people, correct? So it's also not an easy way to do that. And one last thing is, we are always never too sure, even after spending in, let's just say, an hour, you're not too sure like whether each and every account is showing the right balance or not, right? So you kind of always have that fear of leaving the errors behind. So these are some of the challenges that we have identified many of the accounting firms are facing, including ourselves as well, right? So what I wanted to now do is just wanted to launch another quick poll. Just want to see what you guys are thinking about it. Okay, so I'm gonna take a stop the screen sharing and just quickly launch the poll. Again, we'll just do it for probably about 20 seconds, and then we'll just go back to the presentation responding to the poll. Okay, I'm gonna take you back to the presentation real quick. Okay, perfect. All right, so now here is what I wanted to guys you to imagine, because this is what we are coming up with. So imagine if all of your accounts on your profit and loss and balance sheet are reviewed with just one click, right? Also imagine where you already know which accounts are totally fine, meaning you don't even have to spend a second checking those accounts. And you already know that, hey, you got these three accounts on balance sheet that have some problems, right? So imagine all of those accounts are separated out. Imagine your reconciliation reports, your prepaid schedule, your aging reports are just available very next to the account. You're not jumping anywhere. And even if you have any questions on any account, whether the question is for your client, whether the question is for your internal people, it's also right there, right? And additionally, imagine if you can all like do all of this in just one third of the time, right? So I just wanted to tell you, like, it's no longer a dream, it's all here. And that is how we are actually introducing the one click AI financial review, where we are actually changing the whole game by automating the entire review process at the balance sheet and profit and loss level, right? So now I'm going to take you to Xenett and actually show you in action how exactly that works. Okay, so now let me just take you a second. All right. The good thing is, guys, it all works right inside your QuickBooks file, correct? So we have a browser extension. Once you have installed that browser extension, you're gonna start seeing this Xenett menu, and then right from here, you can just initiate the AI financial review, correct? All it does is that it's gonna open up the balance sheet and profit and loss. So this is a Xenett inside your QuickBooks file. And then all you do, just click on run AI review. And then against each account, now you're going to be saying, hey, This bank account is reconciled. This cash on hand has got some issues. This bank account is reconciled, but it has got some unclear transactions, right? So now imagine all you're doing is just one click and you exactly know which accounts have got problems and which accounts are totally fine, right? So in this case, if you look at my screen, these two accounts, I don't have to worry about at all. Like I can see all of this, both these accounts are fine, right? So I don't even have to spend a second checking these accounts. Okay. I can see that this particular bank account, there are two unclear transactions. I can look at it, right? And I can see like, hey, these two transactions are unclear, and whatever I need to do to make sure, like whether I remove it or write it off, whatever, and I can kind of get rid of it. What additionally we will show you is, imagine if there were any entries change since the reconciliation, it will also be highlighted here. No auto adjustment means in QuickBooks, you know that you can forcefully do the reconciliation, right? If anyone has done that, it will also be highlighted it. Because in QuickBooks, whenever you do that reconciliation, like forcefully, it creates a difference in a reconciliation discrepancy account, and it's gonna be flagged here, right? So even so, it's like all you're doing is when you click this particular link, like a review finding, you get to know all the problems for that particular bank account, right? So that's what we're kind of doing it. So that's on the bank accounts. Now, let's just talk about the account receivable, accounts payable as well. So let's just say when you look at accounts payable, when you click on it, we now highlight like, hey, let's just say you got 50 vendors, but out of those 50 vendors, maybe there are only a few that have got some problems. So what we are now doing is, okay, we're just highlighting all the vendors with the issues. And these are all the different kinds of issues that we are highlighting, right? So I'll give you an example here, like, hey, you got few vendors that have got unapplied payments. You got few vendors that have got overdue bills which have not been paid since long. You got few vendors that are showing the negligible balances. It's like less than $1, right? So maybe in case if you want to take an action and then just write them off, you can also do that. Okay. And then this one is pretty cool. Okay. And I have kind of tell you, a lot of times I have got into this situation. It's like I see bills are unpaid here in my aging, but then somewhere else the payment is already recorded as another expense. So it's like there's a duplication. So now what we are also highlighting here is that anytime if you have a bill and if there's a corresponding expense, you're gonna be seeing like a possible payment for that. Now when you click on it, so there's a bill for 114. When you click on possible payment, we also tell you like, hey, there is this expense which was supposed to be entered as a bill payment, but it got entered as a new expense, right? So this is possibly a bill payment, not the new expense. So you can then think of adjusting towards the bill. Okay. So that's what I meant. Like, see, like if I take you back again, a step back into QuickBooks, and if you now look at the QuickBooks balance sheet, you kind of hunting for those issues, kind of jumping between all of those different reports to find all of those information available, right? So that's what we are trying to simplify, that you, without having to leave your balance sheet, you can see all of the issues right into the Xenett. Okay. So that's that. And we are actually doing it for a lot of other accounts as well, correct? Like undeposited funds. When you click here, you can see exactly what makes up your undeposited funds balance. Okay, so in this case, I can see my undeposited funds balance is 2062, and I can exactly see what makes up like those two transactions that are making up the balance. Okay, same way. I mean, we also have a fixed assets. It's also going to highlight here that hey, you got two new purchases which are below threshold limit, right? One thing we have not officially launched, but I'm actually super excited to show you that, which is a prepaid expenses, right? So this is what happens, okay? We have actually automated the entire prepaid expense thing. So imagine now, let's just say, I'll kind of show you real quick. So let's just say I'm paying an insurance today. I'll just give an example here. So let's just say if I insurance or whatever, like, um, yeah. Okay, so let's just say I'm kind of paying insurance here. I'm kind of putting the period from this date to this date. I'm defining whatever the amount is. So let's just say I'm going to call it $20,000, correct? Now, what I'm doing right now, I'm recording this payment on September 18 to the insurance expense account, and I'm defining here what period it is. Once I do that, within few seconds, what Xenett does, it's going to reverse out the entire entry. It's also going to be recognize all the entries across the period. Like, so this $20,000 will then be recognized from September to December. It will then also automatically prepare the schedule in Xenett, and then it will also automatically match the GL balance and the schedule balance. So technically, you would not have to do anything after making that first entry. Okay. So that a particular entry that I was just showing it to you, if you go to here, let's just say if you go here, meanwhile, let me just do the sync here. So if I show you the balance sheet behind the scene, this is what happens. So let's just say if you go to prepared expenses here, and I'm gonna say 930, right? So you would start then saying like it will automatically recognize it. It will also basically make all the recognition entries for the entire year. So if I just let's just say 12/31 here, it will automatically reverse out the entry. It will also pass the recognition entry. So if you look at it here, 5,000, 5,000, right? So basically, you would not have to worry about reversing out any of the entry, recognition entry. And at the same time, even here with the prepaid expenses, let me show you that. I'm going to actually change the month here, September, right? And then we have a prepaid expense review where it basically creates the schedules, right? And then it also automatically matches. So now you know, like, hey, it's all done, right? The entire prepaid schedule is here. You exactly know what amount it's been recognized, what is the opening balance, and you can also see, like, hey, this is a closing balance as per the schedule. This is the balance as per books, and there is no difference at all. So literally, I did not have to do anything to make it happen, correct? So that's also, I mean, we have not officially rolled out this feature yet, but this is also coming by end of next week. All right. So now what's going to happen with that is again the same thing. Like whenever you're looking at here on balance sheet, right next to the prepaid expenses, you would exactly know whether the accounts are matching with the schedule or not matching with the schedule. And in that case, okay, I was actually hitting the wrong button. And in that case, if there's a difference here, you will get to know. So in this case, like I can see it's all good. My GL balance matches with the schedule, so I don't have to do anything at all. Okay. So that is how we are actually touching base on every single account of balance sheet and helping you guys with exact finding so that you know where to focus on. Now, imagine if I was looking at the balance sheet, I hardly have to worry about all of those accounts with the red flags, right? I don't have to worry about anything that says all good. So that actually saves me a lot of time. Okay. So that's that. And it's not just limited to the balance sheet. Okay. It's also at the profit and loss level as well. Same thing, all you're going to be doing is click on run AI review, and then it's going to tell you like, hey, you got various accounts are totally fine. However, some accounts have got some problem, right? So example, when you click on insurance and when it says you got 4 entries to be reviewed. When you click on it, you get to see what those transactions are and why they are like why it's been red flag. So you can see like, hey, there's some transactions posted to parent account. There's some transactions could be possibly a prepaid expenses, correct? Same way, let me see if there are some more flags. Okay, there are not many here. But in case, imagine if there are, oh, okay, in fact, I think let me just change the period. Just give me a second. Finances review, and then I'm going to click on profit and loss, and then run AI review. Okay, perfect. So now imagine if there are any other entries, like let's just say if there are miscoding entries. So okay, I can see legal and professional services. There are some entries that are not coded correctly. So what we do when we click on it, you would exactly know like, hey, there is this particular transaction which should have ideally been coded to accounting expense. However, you ended up putting it to the wrong account. And we also give you suggestion here, right? So if you think that's the right suggestion, all you are simply doing is click on it and that's it, right? So that is how we are also helping you quickly fix things from here, right? Same thing, like, I mean, like overall, any other accounts that you see, like maintenance repair, you click on it and it's gonna start highlighting. So there are different things that we are highlighting here as a whole. And if you really wanted to see what those things are, we have a space here where we kind of show you all the different issues, whether it's unreconciled entries, whether those are duplicate entries, whether those are entries posted to parent account. Like there are plenty of review points based on that we are highlighting them here. Okay. So I'm going to take a pause real quick. Just want to see the chat and see if there are any questions I can just actually answer before I move ahead. So let me see. Um, yep. Um, and guys, feel free if you guys from Xenett team. So in case if you want me to I mean address any particular question, just let me know. I'm actually just quickly going through. Okay, not that many questions as such. So Jessica, yes, you're right. See, the idea is that we are just starting with the prepaid expenses, but there are a lot of other things in progress. The intercompany is already in the works. So imagine you are just connecting two companies and it's automatically reconciled. If there are differences, you exactly get to know what those differences are. Okay. Same way, if there are accruals, like some missing entries that you have in your books, then it will tell you like, hey, you got these 5 entries which are missing. On just one click, you can also make the accrual. In case if you guys are using some clearing accounts like MX clearing accounts, some merchant clearing accounts, right? We have expectation that those clearing account should only have the balance for the last few days of the month. So then it will also be able to help you reconcile that as well. So yeah, that's more of an accruals that we are getting into. Katrina, right now we are just doing it upfront, but we will take that into consideration. Your question is when a review period is open instead. Right now, we are actually just doing it for the future months as well. But yeah, we'll certainly look into the suggestions given by you. Okay, perfect. So yeah, there are not much questions for me to address as such, guys. So perfect. So this is what we're trying to do, guys, where every single balance sheet account and every single profit and loss account, you're gonna be start seeing the findings, and then you guys can actually deep dive and then kind of do that. Now there is one more feature that I would not one more, but there are few more features that I would like to actually highlight. So we have also introduced a feature called flux analysis, right? Let me explain what that feature is all about. Now, on any of the accounts, okay, so in fact, let me put it this way. There are some predefined review points that Xenett provides. However, if there are any custom requirements, like custom things that you want to check from your end, we have a feature called flux analysis where on any account, you can set up your expectation. Okay. So I'll give you some examples. You could say that, hey, my insurance expense should not be or should be $2,000 every month. Another example you can think of is my merchant fees should not increase more than 3% when compared to my total sales. Another examples you could I could give is my advertising expense should not increase or decrease 10% when compared to the previous 3 months, right? So imagine like any such situations where you can just set up your expectation right here, and I'll show you how that works. Okay. So in case of, let's just say, accounting expense, right? Your expectation is should not be more than $2,000, right? You can literally type in anything, but all you're doing here is just typing in a normal language. Okay. And then what you do, just click on save. Okay. Now think of setting up this kind of expectation on all of these accounts. And then what you are then doing is just click on run AI review. These are some of them. The results that you are seeing instantly are the ones that are Xenett providing it. But there are some where we are actually using AI and then start giving you flag. Okay. So in this particular example, I was expecting my accounting expense to be more than or should not be more than $2,000. So in this case, I got a green flag because the actual amount for July is 390, right? So you also have all the supporting details here, correct? So all we are trying to do here is even if Xenett does not have certain review points that you need, you can always use this flux analysis to create all the different kinds of analysis. Right now, this flux analysis only can read the account balances, but again, in a few weeks, it will also be able to read the transactions. And even at the transactions level, in case if you wanted to search something, you'll be able to do that. So in fact, we got this use case from some of our customers where there's a payroll liability account, right? What happens is you have an ending balance as of the month end date, but that liability gets paid maybe the very next week of the next month, right? Like fourth or fifth of the next month. Now, in this case, what happens is you always have to open it, and then you always have to look at I mean, change the date range, put it for August, and then see if that balance is zeroed out or not, right? So with that flux analysis, which will be available at the transaction level, you can also set up this kind of a rule where it will automatically check the balance as of a particular date. And if it's zeroed out, you're going to be getting the green flag. If it's not getting zeroed out, you're going to be getting the red flag, right? So the same way you're seeing the flag here on different accounts, you'll also be able to see the flag for those payroll liability account as well, right? So that's also there. And we are like there are other things that you can also do it at the profit and loss and balance sheet level where in case if you wanted to like just say comment on any particular account and ask your people about it, you can do that. In case we also have a client portal, so if you have a question on any of the account, you can also directly ask from here as well. Okay, any of the account, if you wanted to attach any working papers, you can also do that. So all you do, if you wanted to attach the working papers, like let's just say if this is a bank account and I wanted to attach the bank statement screenshot, I can do that. If it's a loan account and if you wanted to attach a loan agreement or loan contract copy, you can attach it as a permanent document as well, right? So it's also there, correct? And in case if you wanted to like include some steps or SOPs, on each of these accounts, you have a descriptions where you can type in the steps or whatever, like whatever information that you think necessary for the review purpose, you can also include that. Okay. So all we are trying to do, guys, is like, see, the only major change, not even major change, but I would say like, see, right now, most of you might be going through QuickBooks profit and loss and balance sheet, but are lacking all of those visibilities, right? Like you're still clueless as to what these numbers are and you kind of jumping between all the different screens. The only thing that will change for you is instead of opening the QuickBooks profit and loss, all you're doing is just simply click on Xenett icon, click on AI financials review, and then you have the balance sheet here. You just click on run AI review and then you start seeing the results. Okay. The good thing is, by the way, um, see, in case of QuickBooks or Zero, right? Let's just say you notice some transactions and those are not coded correctly. Now, in that case, what happens is you cannot bulk reclassify. Okay, like you have to go to probably to the separate utility in QuickBooks and then pull those transactions and then kind of do the reclassification there. But inside Xenett, you can actually do it right here. So let me show you. So let's just say if there are 3 entries here that I need to fix. Okay. I don't need to do one by one. I can do bulk select. And there's a bulk panel here, and I can just quickly fix things from here. Okay. So that's how easy it is. So it's like you're not only focusing on only giving you the review findings, but we are also helping you to kind of quickly fix those things as well. Now, at the profit and loss level, you can quickly fix things here, but at the balance sheet level, all we are right now doing is just giving you the findings, right? So what we are now rolling out is, let's just say there are overall 50 such bills which are overdue since long, and you want to write it off. Right now, there is no easy way. I mean, even in QuickBooks, you might have to go to individual record and enter those entries and then write off this accounts payable. What we are also coming up with now is suggested actions. With just one click, you can select all those bills and then you can just write them off, right? So we are also not only going to be focusing on identifying the issues, but also making it super powerful for you guys to also quickly fix it from here, right? So that way, while you are here, you don't have to leave this screen, and then you can just do it everything from here. All right. So that's the main feature that we are coming up with. All right. Now I'm going to take back to the presentation real quick. All right. So just wanted to summarize, guys, this particular thing where, see, with the whole one-click financials review, we really want to change how you guys are reviewing your profit and loss and balance sheet. We don't want you to spend hours reviewing those and also then feeling not so sure about the numbers. We want to bring that confidence with just one click. We would kind of automatically analyze all the accounts on profit and loss and balance sheet. We would like to flag the issues, I mean accounts with the issues, and then we also want to help you with, hey, you got this 10, 20 accounts which are totally fine. By that way, we want to save you some time so that you don't have to even spend time checking them. Okay. All of those necessary reports, whether it's a reconciliation reports, whether it's a prepaid schedule or aging reports, going to be available right next to that. And the whole collaboration part as well, right? You would not have to kind of go outside anywhere to do that. The another thing that we are also, I think, as I was talking about with the suggested actions, uh, uh, with the uncategorized, I'll also give you a quick glimpse as to what we're trying to do. Okay. So see, entries without name or uncategorized entries. Typically, what we do, let's just say in this particular case, if I have entries without name, I copy this description. I would go to Google or GPT or whatever. That would tell me what the description is, who the vendor is, and then what the vendor does. Basically, it's a long process because I have to do one research who the vendor is and then find out what that vendor does and then find out the appropriate account name and then just do it here, right? So the suggested action that I was talking about, imagine you just kind of coming here, entries without name. You already have all the suggestions here, right? In this case, it will automatically tell you like, hey, this can go to Amazon Prime and this can go to user subscription. All you are then doing is approving it. If it makes sense to you, you click on approve, and that's pretty much it, right? You're not spending any second doing all of those research and then finding the right name. In fact, imagine if the vendor does not exist in your QuickBooks or Zero file, that's automatically going to be created as well. Okay. And it's going to be get true for uncategorized as well as entries without name as well, right? So this is all we are trying to do, guys. Like the financial review does not have to be the painful process. I mean, it should be pretty easy. And I mean, you guys know that the way the technology is, technology advancements are going on. Obviously, like we do not deserve to spend so much of time checking those repetitive things, right? And that is what we want to help you guys with. Okay. So I want to now run a quick poll because now I want to see what do you think, like whatever I presented to you, what are your initial thoughts? So I'm going to stop the screen share and then I would like to initiate the last poll. So let me know, what do you think? Do you think this can help, not help, excited about it, not excited about it. So would love to know what you guys are thinking about it. All right. So what I have done, guys, is I have actually um allowed the mic. So in case if any of you wanted to unmute and ask any questions or anything, feel free.
So, Hardik, this is Amy from Siegel Solutions. How are you?
Hi.
So I started using the AI that was built in, and what I noticed was it's only really checking like it checked AR on a client today, and it checked like the bank and the credit cards. Is this going to be something that you expand over time to include all the lines on the balance sheet and maybe some P&L lines at all?
Absolutely, Amy. So it's right now, it's not just the bank and credit card. Right now, it's checking bank, credit card, loans, fixed assets. This is already live. Okay. For the prepaid expenses, that's gonna go live by end of next week, right? And then after that, the intercompany is right after that. So you are absolutely right, Amy. The idea is that the most common accounts that are there in balance sheet, whether it's intercompany account or let's just say you got some clearing accounts, you have some payroll liabilities accounts, right? All of those accounts will then be automated. And that's what I meant, like the flux analysis, the AI part at the transaction level. So imagine if there are some industry specific accounts which Xenett does not have anything to offer, you can use that AI, and then you can also write whatever you are expecting, and then it would do actually, and like it would analyze that those accounts for you. Does it help? And if you're not seeing those findings on your end, I mean, maybe we can talk separately, Amy, and I can show you if those findings are not appearing for you. Yeah, someone raised their hand, so feel free, hand.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So I have a question about if the Xnet will be analyzes all those profit and loss. Will it be possible also generate uh, customized report for uh, whatever balance sheet analysis or profit and loss analysis? Is that there is a function there for that to manipulate to some kind of format we want?
Okay, so we don't have that feature yet. I mean, we do have a reporting module, but I mean, you can certainly decide what columns, what periods that you want to see it, but not literally like if you wanted to change the grouping of profit and loss and show it something else, you cannot. And let me actually just pull it together here so I can show you. 1 second, real quick. So see, we have this feature where you can create financial reports. You can put some cover page, you can add some sort of graph here, right? But it's like if you are expecting you want to change the whole look of balance sheet and hide some accounts or change the grouping and things, that sort of customization is not there. But yes, if you want to compare it with 3 months or 4 months or previous year or things like that, I mean, you should be able to do that.
Okay, thank you very
Uh,
much.
okay. Yes, I am. Feel free.
Hey, Hardik, can you hear me?
Hey. Yeah.
Hi, this is Chris Nelson with Four Seaters. You mentioned the adding notes. So is there a way to direct that at certain team members, or is it just sort of a general place to put notes?
Okay, both are actually possible. Okay, so I'll show you. So in case if you wanted to just leave a normal note for anyone to view it, you can do that. But in this particular case, this is a particular account showing negative balance, and if you wanted to say like, hey, you can like use add feature. Let me show you. You can. like tag people like, hey, why is this negative, right? And then you can just kind of start asking those questions to the specific person as well. Does it help?
Yeah, I didn't really see what you were doing there, but it's nice to know it's there, that you can direct it to specific people.
Yep, absolutely. And then there's a universal place, the comments where you can see all of these issues here.
Thanks.
Okay. Yes, I am. You kind of raise your hand,
Yes.
so yeah. Hey,
Hi, Hardik. First of all, super amazing. You are a trailblazer in the accounting industry. Really outstanding what you're doing. I've been using Keeper, so one of the other app. I can tell you that what you showed us today and what is in plan, it's really going to help immensely, provide more
nice.
value to our client. One thing I want to ask is there any module or a system currently in place where when we record a fixed asset, we can also create the depreciation schedule that automatically creates the depreciation journal in the books?
Okay, so actually I forgot to mention that I did cover some other parts, but yes, fixed assets is also something, Sam, we are already brainstorming it, where exactly same way, just like for the prepaid, it does the recognition entry for expenses. For the fixed assets, you can define the depreciation method, and then it will automatically calculate the depreciation and also make the entries, right? So that's certainly on our roadmap.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Thanks. All right, let me just check the chat real quick and see if there are any other questions.
Hey, Hardik,
Um,
this is Melissa from Four Seaters.
Hey,
Chris, I love Chris's question because, a lot of times we end up going outside to Outlook or Teams and starting a conversation outside the system, right? So I didn't see either where you said you were going to show us where we could mention and enter a note directly in Xenett. And I didn't see that on your screen. Could you show us?
you can go ahead and ask that question again.
So if we are reviewing, say, the balance sheet and we have a question on a balance, why is this negative? How do we specifically tag a teammate so that we can mention them?
Yes.
You had
so
said
on
that,
it, like,
Chris, that was possible. I just didn't see where we should be doing that.
oh,
And we
sorry.
should
So
all be-
maybe I was actually, I think I saw the comment. I was not showing the screen correctly. So on the balance sheet, on each account level, there's a column that says comments. When you click on that, there's a comment icon where you can start tagging all the people, right? So you should be able to do that from there.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much.
Okay, perfect. But Ritesh, are there any specific questions? I'm actually trying to fix my computer, but are there any specific questions that you want me to address?
Yeah, hi, Hardik.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I just had a quick question. A lot of our clients, and I think a lot of other firms, we use A2X for, this is more specific to e-commerce clients. And, you did briefly mention clearing accounts being on the balance sheet as regular accounts. And I'm just wondering if Xenett has or is working on or does work with A2X at all, because the clearing accounts are kind of a headache, I guess, to see like which ones are still outstanding or not. So yeah, I guess I'm just wondering if you work with A2X at all.
On my computer, sorry guys. So we're not kind of gonna be working as such literally with the A2X, but the plan is whatever transactions are there in your QuickBooks in clearing accounts, you can set up some rules like a like imagine like in clearing accounts what generally happens, especially like with my understanding, you have the amounts offsetting against each other, right? So imagine you already know that hey, all these transactions are offsetting, but there are these 5 or 10 transactions which are making up the balance. So the plan is we're going to be looking at the general ledger of QuickBooks and then going to be tell you. So do you think that could help?
Yeah, it could help. It depends on, I mean, and this is specific to an A2X issue. It just depends on if it's coming in like at a transactional level or at a summary level, you know. So
Oh, okay.
transactionally, yes, because you could see like
Okay.
1650 coming in and 1650 going
Yeah, I
out.
see.
If it's summary, it depends on where it's grouped. So that's why I asked if you're
Oh,
working
okay.
with them at
But
all.
Jessica,
Thank you.
I think I understand what you're saying, and would love to know actually. Like, I'm pretty sure if you are facing the problem, I'm pretty sure there are others as well who are facing the problem. So if you could actually please connect me afterwards, would love to understand what you guys are exactly facing. And as we are building this, we might as well consider your input. So, all right, guys. Any other questions? I see pricing. Right now, it's still the same pricing that we have it. I mean, we're not charging anything for it yet. We will revisit it, but again, we've not concluded anything. But right now, it's all the same, like whatever you guys are paying. So no additional charges. So um, 544 445. It's been there, Signa, like on our roadmap. We haven't been really get to that. I am afraid I'm not sure exactly when we're gonna get there. It's certainly in our roadmap, but yeah. So right now, I don't know when we're gonna get into the 544 and 445. So all right, guys. Any other questions? Any other? Sure, Kyle would be more than happy to get on a call. Guys, if you need any of our help setting it up, knowing how it works, we'll be happy to get on a call and explain as well. So, uh, no, Janice, that's not true. You can actually use Edge, so there is nothing like a restriction. So, I mean, people generally prefer to use Chrome, but it's not like it's not gonna work in the Edge. So it's like a uh, if you're just using the web app of Xenett, it can literally work on any browser. But if you are using our Xenett browser extension, then it only is supported to the Chromium browser. Chromium, as in it could be Google Chrome or Arc or VIA or Edge, all of those, right? So Safari, Firefox, those are not Chromium based browser. So our extension won't work on those browsers. Yes, Ron, we are putting together. We'll share with you for sure. We do have, in fact, we are just revamping the whole video library. I can give you the link and then you can actually have a look at it. Sure. All right, guys. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So what we will do, guys, is um, we are also revamping our whole knowledge base as well. So what we'll do in one of the maybe we'll just send out the whole separate email about the new resources uh, where you have all of the resources link and then you can look at the videos. So in fact, you know what? Let me show you. If you go to the help sections, let me show you. In help section, I actually changed the link here. And if you click here, which is yeah, Xenett getting started videos, this is where we are rebuilding the whole video library. So you will find all the new videos and everything here. Okay. So Ritesh, I'm actually gonna the link that you have shared, we might stop using it in the future, but we're kind of changing it to the next. But it's okay. I mean, you can also find all the videos there as well. So all right, guys. Any other questions for us? We will be having some more webinars, especially see this webinar is general for everyone, but we'll be having some more webinars around our features in next few weeks so that we guys can share all the new tips and tricks that we are launching. So all right, thank you very much. We're gonna wait for a minute and after that we'll just call up the day. So thank you everyone. Thank you guys for taking time joining in. I hope you like it. And I also hope to get a lot more suggestions from you and then make the whole review process much more robust. All right. Thank you very much. Talk soon. And as I told you, feel free in case if you need any help setting it up, even including if you want us to train your people how to use Xenett, we'll also be able to work with you as well. All right. Thank you. Take care and talk soon.